The deathless eyes.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
I'll play again.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Killer Mom.
I'm just gonna bash you.
What's blood for? If not for shedding.
Welcome to 31 Days of Horror Movies 2021. I am your host, Sam Johnston. With me, a couple familiar faces.
It's me.
Yeah.
Allison, Leslie, Adam. It's him.
It's me.
It's all of them. It's all the people we've seen before. And they're back again. This movie that we just watched was The Cabin in the Woods from 2011. Directed by Drew Goddard. Written by Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard. 5 friends go for a break at a remote cabin where they get more than they bargained for, discovering the truth behind the cabin in the woods. The first time I saw this movie, I was very surprised at what this movie actually was.
Yeah.
Pleasantly.
Pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is almost like a breath of fresh air for the horror genre, while it's simultaneously making fun of the horror genre directly. And it then puts in context every horror movie that we've seen before, why they happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why horror movies actually happen. What are their names?
Stitterson and Hadley.
Stitterson and Hadley, Richard Jenkins and Brad Whitford. They're talking about painting their cabinets.
Yeah. No, it was about childproofing their cabinets.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting thing. But his wife they're trying to get pregnant, and his wife is childproofing the entire house. Yeah.
Already childproofing it.
Yeah.
It's very monotonous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really happens. And then it's a sudden
Cabin
in the woods.
It cuts to, these are the horror movie tropes. We go to our college kids who are preparing for this trip.
Mm-hmm.
We meet our final girl, and her friend shows up, who's newly blonde.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you just gotta let loose. You gotta let go of that guy. That professor.
Professor.
That you were with.
Oh my god.
Honestly, good advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
100% follow that advice.
Mm-hmm.
Her boyfriend comes in, Chris Hemsworth, just throws a football.
Yeah. His introduction's like, go long or whatever.
Yeah.
Think fast.
Think fast.
He throws a football, it goes out the window, and then
Jesse Williams just
other guys, they're there. Chris Hemsworth is immediately established as the athletic, jock kind of character as we know him. But also then immediately he kind of turns that character on its head, where he looks at the books that she's studying, and then he turns on to actually you shouldn't read these. He then suggests other books that she should read. Like he actually knows, he actually probably went to college and studied this stuff too. And then who shows up?
Fucking the stoner guy.
Stoner guy.
Woo!
Another trope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aside from that first scene, we've really started to establish a very stereotypical horror movie. Slasher movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are the people that are going to get killed.
Figured it'd be supernatural of some kind, because a little bit later the guy at the gas station's like, oh, that place has been rented in and out for years and years, and no one ever, what's he say? It's not going to be getting in that'll be hard, it'll be getting out that you need gas for, and you're like, all right.
See, a lot of people come and go.
Yeah.
It's that Friday the 13th doomsayer.
Yeah. The Harbinger.
He is being presented as a racist based on what he had on the window.
Mm-hmm.
A rundown little thing. He's in the middle of nowhere, so you think that he has no sort of recollection of overall the world.
He's a misogynist,
And then
but he's actually just identifying one of the players. And it's more just society. He calls her a whore. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
At first you're like, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
and then he's just calling her
That actually is her character.
Yeah, that's her character.
Role.
Because she is blonde and sexualized.
That's how they cast her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they give her drugs to make her behave that way.
Even before the movie starts.
Yeah, they were like, oh, through the hair dye.
Yeah.
Even before we start the movie, they have been grooming these characters to be... So... during this movie, we see Chris Hemsworth literally holding a football almost the entire time.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like just like how they infected her through the hair, what if they infected him through his football or some sort of that way too, where even before this movie, he was getting infected. All of them were getting infected too. And they even said that they were trying to infect Marty's weed, but somehow
whatever they put in
out or something.
Whatever they put in it inoculated him to all their stuff.
In a way, it's like them. The ancient one is us mixed with the horror gods, which are the directors from the past, and trying to like play with the tropes, the blood of the.
But it all has to be the same.
It has to be the same.
It has to be the same, even though it could be so many different things. It has to be the essentials. There are those essentials of horror that they reduce down to 5 characters.
Yeah.
And those are the things that have to happen, no matter if it's a racist zombie family or a merman or a razorhead. It doesn't matter. It always is the 5 essential things that the gods demand. When they first get to the cabin, it's a very, to me, it's an Evil Dead cabin.
It's an
Evil Dead cabin. It is the exact cabin
Yep.
that they use in Evil Dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even the shot as they go into it, that's a shot from Evil
the
Dead.
ground. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Evil Dead.
They never really come back to this thing at all. This like one-way mirror at all.
Yeah.
I think
This
that
is the
was,
last
like,
moment.
I started to write down, that was the first little key of voyeurism that I had, and that was the main thing I had with this whole film, was just instances of voyeurism over and over and over.
The amount of security camera footage.
The security cameras, even the way the film was shot, like just the pans and it was all very voyeuristic.
So then when I saw the mirror, I was like, that's a form of escape, which was then used later on.
It's interesting because the windows we know all are traps for the people, and yet the mirror is not.
Well, because it's a two-way. Because of the form of voyeurism, we are seeing it from we're going to be seeing 2 perspectives. So we're going to see that way and not this way. We're going to be seeing 2 things.
And
That's
the
what I took from
person
it.
that was looking through that way, even though it was voyeuristic, ended up protecting her in both instances. In the first instance, he stopped her from undressing because he didn't want her, he didn't want to be a creep, And then the second time, he broke through that window to save her from the zombies or whatever. So he used it in this voyeuristic thing inherently. He used it in both instances for good. Jules is acting like super sexual. She's acting super, like doing this dance
over-sexualization
on the fireplace, and then like Chris Hemsworth's like, yeah,
babe,
yeah, go for it. And then they're doing a truth or dare game, and then
typical.
She's dared to make out with Scooby-Doo, and she does like very heavily,
and everyone in the room is like, oh,
everyone's like, wow.
And then they clap.
Very voyeuristic.
Yeah.
It's a show.
Yeah, it's like,
It is a show.
everything she was doing, it was a show.
Right. Yeah, and then they leave. Chris and Jules leave. I don't remember Chris's character. Kurt. Chris Kurt leaves with Jules.
Chris Kurt.
And then Marty's like, yo, what the fuck was that about? Like, she's never acted like that. And also, Chris Kurt has never been this aggressive, alpha male.
Yeah. He gave the academic guy a specific
egghead. He called him egghead.
Egghead. Yeah, he's
when has he ever called anyone egghead?
Yeah. This is very Scooby-Doo game.
So much.
When they went down in the basement, and I was like, okay, who's who? So we know who Velma, Daphne, and everybody else. And then I was like, it leaves the dog. Obviously, you don't want to put the character of a dog on a person. So,
Wolf's head.
which left me with
It was-
him. I was like, who are you? We've already established
Is he the
everyone
dog? Yeah.
else.
It was the wolf. It was the wolf on the wall that she made out with.
That's
That's Scooby.
Oh my
He is the
god.
leftover character.
Yes, so I was like, who are you?
They play Truth or Dare. They go to the basement. They come back up.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
basement,
go
they all
come back
win.
in. Go outside.
In a very specific, they were gravitated to a specific thing and they were just analyzing it.
Each of them.
Everybody-
Gravitated towards a different thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can tell just by Chris holding to that ball that seemed like a puzzle,
Mhm.
and he was like
Hellraiser.
figuring things
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
The academic went to the
Holding.
music box.
Yeah, like
Ballerina.
like,
Yeah, and he was
starting it,
very
pulling it.
close and turning it on.
Chris Kurt.
Oh, yeah,
Chris
he
Kurt
was
was
about-
about to
The
blow.
merman!
Yeah,
the
and we're all,
merman.
you're
The
all
guy's
like
like-
leaning forward of like, is he gonna blow into it? And then he like puts it down
Because
to
every-
pick up the puzzle box.
Everybody's betting. They're betting on which story is going to be played out
Yeah.
with which character.
It's kind of like an homage to almost all horror movies, and everyone's thinking, okay, what horror movie? What
Is
horror
this-
movie route are we gonna go down?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And it ends up being a zombie movie.
Mhm.
It ends up being a Evil Dead kind of zombie movie
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
she's the first one.
Redneck
That-
cult
The
zombies.
Redneck cult zombies.
Yeah.
She's the first one.
Buckners.
Buckners. She's the one that reads from the diary
She's
first.
like, guys, before they can make it happen. The security guy who's new there, he's like, well, then you're fixing this bet because you're the ones who control it all. And they're like, no,
Oh, no.
they have to make the choice. It's up. They have
It's
to
up to
decide.
them.
They have to. If they don't transgress, they can't be punished.
The whore and the jock go to the forest,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the workers, everybody from the department,
All the men.
all the men,
All men.
are
Yeah.
viewing the sex that's about to happen.
But then she's like, no. And they're like, pump it full of pheromone gas.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
And
they're
then-
like, hey, get out of here.
yeah.
I don't need to see your basic human needs. And they like clear the floor.
Yeah.
And then honestly, after
Your
that,
human needs disgust me.
yeah, exactly. And then after that, honestly, it became almost like a formulaic kind of scene
Yeah.
where
They were directing the
yeah,
scene.
they knew that
Very
okay,
much
we
so.
have to get the sex scene.
Mhm.
We have to get the nudity.
Mhm.
They didn't react in any sort of way that seemed like they were getting pleasure out of it at all.
No.
This is their job.
Because
This is their job.
the
to,
They
directors.
said something about we're not the only ones
Yeah,
watching.
we're
or
not the only
Yeah.
This
we're
is not
not
for
the-
them.
Their job.
Yeah, we're not the only ones watching. We got to keep the customer happy,
Yeah.
And
which
that's
is
for the-
us. They're talking about us.
Mhm.
Even after this first kill of Jules, Chris Kurt does make it back to the cabin in the woods. He's like, holy shit, they killed Jules. What the
And they're
fuck?
like, no, she's not dead. She can't be dead.
She can't
Like,
be
I'm
dead.
gonna go out
Oh
and
my
find
god!
her.
Yeah.
Let's go find her. Which is like
Damn.
another...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
another
Let's
trope
leave
of
the
horror
cabin.
movies of,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
They open it. Who's there? Fucking Tom
Bowling
Joad.
balls are
I don't
hidden.
even know who that is. Modern day warrior, today's Tom Sawyer throws a freaking bear trap in, and
And then they slam
Body slam.
They body
Yeah.
slam him and then like close the door on him and then
He tries
all
to-
of them close the door. Like they all come in
all
and
have
close the
to,
door
yeah.
and Dana the last
Body
girl,
slams it,
body slams in, does that
Mhm.
final like boom
Yeah.
and like gets it shut
Lock
and
it
locks
up.
it.
and then fucking Chris Kurt says, "We need to stick together.
Yeah.
We can't. We
We
can't
gotta stick
separate.
together.
Yeah.
We gotta stick together."
which we're all like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
Duh.
absolutely. Thank goodness.
Yeah, then
Thank
immediately
you.
the
Okay.
producers are like, ah,
Hell yeah.
no, we gotta change
all right.
that.
Nope.
Wait a second. Shh. Wait, watch. What
don't
does
know
he
what
say?
gas that
What does he
was.
say?
Like,
He says
what?
like, watch Daddy work.
Yeah, watch.
He's like, watch Daddy work,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Tss." And then smoke blows in Chris Kurt's face, and he's like, we should split up.
And then
We
everybody's
should
like,
all go separate ways.
What,
Yeah,
what
good
smoke makes
idea.
you say that?
Yeah, what is that
Split
poison?
up smoke. Okay, yeah.
All right.
You're
that
right.
sounds
That
like a
makes
good idea.
sense.
Yeah.
You're right, Chris Kurt. Let's go to our rooms. And they all go to their rooms, and then everyone is attacked individually by fucking
Mhm.
zombies.
Mm-hmm.
So when Cheese Curds and
Dana
and
Jesse Holden.
Uh-huh. Go to the RV, and we are at like the moment of we need to cross this bridge. The first time when I saw it, I really thought that Chris Kurt was going to make it across.
Oh.
I really
Really?
did.
You did?
I really
He
did.
gives such an epic hero's monologue, and this film destroys everything you want to happen.
Exactly.
No way.
I was
But
like,
also,
I want
no.
you, Chris Kurt, to win.
The establishing shot of the eagle hitting that barrier right there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like
It's not great.
thinking the tunnel's right there, the barrier's right there.
Wasn't I shouting something? I was like, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's yours.
Oh, you absolutely said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I wanted Chris Kurt to
You were
make
like,
it.
Chris, go Chris!
Go Chris
Go
Kurt!
Chris Kurt!
Boom! Oh,
Which
and
I
he
think
just
is-
dies hard.
We go back to the directors, and they're talking about which one's gonna make it.
Yeah.
And it's just them two and the girl. And he gets to a point where he says, I'm actually rooting for this girl. She has heart. As he's saying these like really heartfelt like fuck, like, man, I'm really rooting for her, blah blah blah. Tequila's my lady!
Tequila is my
lady!
lady! Woo!
And then we just like get that this like absolutely eruption
Breaks.
of like, okay, let's get back to the party.
Mm-hmm.
Because they actually don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Even if he says he cares about this girl, they've done this every year for I don't know how long. Like,
Well, he says something along those lines. Don't you remember when we could just throw him into a volcano?
Oh,
And you're
yeah.
like, and then the other one's like, how old do you think I am? But are they been around like for as long as
I don't think
that?
those guys have, but like I think
The whole
apparently
system has
the
just
system,
existed.
the sacrifice system of like, I guess they
The
would they would
sacrifice.
throw the whore in 1st and then throw the jock in and
Sorry.
throw the brains,
Or
in.
at least the virgin. It's
they think
over.
it's done.
I think it's
They
done.
think
They
it's
did
done.
it. They did
They
it.
think that they've appeased the gods enough.
Because whether she lives or dies, they don't have
Everyone
to.
else.
They
It's
don't-
optional.
Yeah, they've done the
Um,
thing. The red phone call is the
ones from above.
No, it's what's her name? It's
What's Sigourney
Weaver.
it's Sigourney
Sigourney
Weaver.
Weaver.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver's calling. She's like, "Hey, didn't work. Something's wrong.
Who are you gonna call?
We gotta get them
Ghostbusters! I mean, she was in it too.
What?
She's in everything. She's a badass.
Dang it. Marty turns out to be
Not dead.
woke from weed.
Yeah.
He saves Dana from that zombie dude
Yeah.
in the background, and they're like, wait, what? He's alive?
Mhm.
He literally uses his bong
Mhm.
that has been keeping him safe from the whatever
Ah.
waves that he's been trying to be poisoned with. He uses the bong to destroy the zombie, and they go down in the elevator. And then the final act is them unleashing
Yeah.
every single movie.
It was so satisfying.
So satisfying.
Oh my god.
That's what's awesome. It's
Yeah.
like, this is every horror movie that you possibly want. Every death that you want to see is now within this last 20 minutes. And then eventually Dana and Marty get to the bottom level. I think in the classic horror movie sense, we would be like, well, the virginal final girl should be the one that lives.
Mhm.
And I think we're almost a little bit on her side when she pulls up the gun at the end, and you're like, just kill him.
That's how
Yeah.
it has
Just
to
do
happen.
it. Like,
yeah.
we have to stop
Has
the
to
Titans
happen.
from coming up.
Yeah.
Let's just do it.
Are gonna sacrifice me, then I can sacrifice you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Boom. And she's getting ravaged by the
Oh.
werewolf.
Ugh.
Neither of them die. And the world does come to an end.
Mhm.
It's almost this rebellion against the classic slasher trope.
Horror genre over.
The beginning and
It's
end.
done.
The
It
original.
is finished.
Which is a fun thing about genre is the way it changes is when a genre it comes from like something new becoming popular, other people repeating that thing, and then people start recognizing that has now become like a thing, and then parody like that is noticed. Parody is made of that until parody can no longer be made of that, and you have to find something new.
Do you think that this movie is a rejection or evolution of the genre?
Rejection.
Why can't it be both? I see it as both in a way. It is married with each other of it's trying to say, hey guys, like we have done everything with this specific genre, this specific story. Let's evolve it. Let's move forward. Why can't it be this character winning? Why can't it be this character?
Thank you all for coming to my cabin in the woods.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please
for
plug
having us.
yourself right now.
You can check me out. My podcast, season 3, episode 4. Find it where you can find podcasts.
Awesome. Instagram at Color Me Leslie.
Just happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Plug the sponsors. Cabins.
Cabins.
Made
Airbnb.
of wood.
Wine and Starburst.
Yeah, really,
Thank you.
Starbursts are the hero of this
Can we?
podcast.
Can we?
Yes.
I don't know if we can. I was saying
I'll blur
Blur it.
I'll blur that out later.
yeah, blur it out.
And beep out you when you say
Beep beep.
And you can find me at Beep Beep Richie T on Instagram, and also check out Playground Social, which is a studio that we're recording this at.
Here right now.
And last but not least, let's get spooky, y'all. Huh?
Cabin.
Let's go to the cabin in the woods. This seems cool. This seems very typical of a horror movie that we're doing. Ow!